with his pocket queens, will raise out of the small blind into Trung's big blind. And Trung with a pretty playable Jack-8 suited here. These two have been battling all night, especially in the blinds. So we'll run it back one more time. And King Jack Deuce on the flop. Second pair for Trung, but Craig still on the lead. Looks like that king is not going to slow him down. He fires 300,000.
Trung, of course, getting jacks here. 3 diamonds as well. Do you want to keep investing here? Young player from Houston making the call. Hoping to get lucky on the turn. No, a king pairs the board. Neither player having a king, of course.
Could be an expensive card for Trung, as it's now less likely that his opponent has a king. But as we know, he's got the only pair between the jack and the king.
And Craig is betting 450 with the queens. And
what is Trung doing? There is just no reason to raise this hand. And Craig just jams it on him. Even that seems ambitious. You can't say for sure that Trung doesn't have a king here when he raises you. I really don't know what anybody is doing in this hand.
Well, Craig is just playing on feel alone and says if you have it, you have it. And of course, this is a big problem for Trung. He doesn't have it. He needs more time, so he's taking a time chip that extends his decision for another 30 seconds.
Well, Trung has made this pot bigger and this hand harder than it has to be, but he eventually gets a...
He won a lot during those games. He's happy. Took some of it, entered this tournament. Here he is going for 1.9 million.
On to the next hand. Igor, finally with a decent king, 10 of clubs. He's 31 years old, out of the Ukraine, and he will raise this up to 130 total.
This is his second WPT final table performance. We saw him back in 2015 when he finished 4th in the LA Poker Classic. He came to that final table as the chip leader, was very nervous about it. Felt it was tough to play as chip leader. He's more comfortable in the middle of the pack here.
Well, Igor is pushing everyone away, but now James Romero, he's in the big blind. He's got queen, 8 of hearts.
He's also got a lot of chips. So he's going to make the call.
And the flop is a jack, 10-5, 2 hearts.
Quite a draw for James. Got a gut shot straight draw and the flush draw, and he's checked. Igor with middle pair checks. Very conservative. 7 of diamonds comes off. Well, I'm guessing James is going to bet here, assuming his opponent might have ace-king or ace-queen, because he didn't bet the flop. Or an underpair where he might throw it away.
Yep, he's going to put the pressure on Igor. 400,000. He's out in front, but he can be outdrawn. He can be behind at this moment. He does not know.
Well, a very conservative lay down and play. Didn't bet the flop. He throws away middle pair on the turn. So aggressive play by James.
We're giving away $50 to the first 100 people who sign up on WPTglobal.com. It's real easy. Step 1, go to WPTglobal.com. Step 2, use bonus code YT78. Step 3, deposit at least $1. Act quickly. It's only for the first 100 people who sign up.
His favorite game, however, is Pot Limit Omaha, but if he wins this title, he may change his mind on that.
That's what they all say. All right, we have a bunch of folds around to Griffin Paul, who has a very attractive ace-10 of hearts.
Well, everybody's going to raise on the button with this hand, that's for sure. He makes it 180,000 to go.
Brian gets out of the way, and now Adam with a king-jack. He just punished Griffin before.
Doesn't just call, Vince. 3 bets it here with king-jack to a half mil. 500,000 to bet, and a quick call here by Griffin Paul with just the ace-10.
Griffin would love to get a little revenge right now. Can it happen? A flop is a king 10-7.
What a flop for Adam. He's flopped top pair, but his opponent has flopped middle pair. And he is going to lead out and bet 400,000. And Vince with 1.5 million in the pot now. I don't see Griffin going anywhere with 2 10s here and a backdoor flush draw. And backdoor straight draw, actually, but
Makes this call.
4 diamonds comes off. Now, neither player going to like that because neither have a diamond in their hand. Adam is going to check the top pair. And because of that, I'm sure Griffin feels like his 2 10s are the best hand now, Vince. You just think a guy would bet 2 kings in this spot if he had them. So Griffin not betting to bluff here, betting for what he thinks is value, $675,000.
Big moment for Adam. He's in front.
He's got no flush draw, Vince, but he does have top pair. And he is going to make the call. So we are going to the river. And a jack comes off. This gives Adam the top 2 pair. Vince, the guy seemingly helps on the river every time he's in a pot. Because of the straight and flush possibilities out there. And the bluff possibilities you want to give your opponent. Can't imagine he's going to bet, but he is.
Adam bets.
$850,000. Well, with so many possibilities of straights and flushes, a couple overcards, just can't imagine Griffin's going to call here with 2 10s.
No, he is running to the wrong guy tonight. Griffin Paul gives it a true shot in all these hands, plays them well, but just
Well, going for his 2nd WPT title tonight, but
not going to happen for him. He's going to fold the hand by her. And now, David, 34 years old, lives in Vegas now. Going to raise with the king deuce, 38,000 to go.
Phil Locke in the big blind looks down at queen 7 of diamond.
How much? 38?
Yep, with queen 7, he's going to make this call.
How much you playing about?
This is what it is. This is the only blue one. The rest are all orange.
Here's the flop, and look at this, 10-4 deuce, but all diamonds.
Giving Phil Locke a flush. David Williams going to lead right out, make a continuation bet with bottom pair. And Phil Locke is going to make the call with the flush. Just trying to reel his opponent in. And ace comes off.
That's going to slow Williams down. He checks.
44.
Phil Locke is going to bet 44 in hopes that the ace hit David, where he'll get check raised here, but no. David goes out. Phil Locke going to take it down after flopping the flush. He needs a few pots. He's sitting in 3rd place right now.
All right, on to the next one. Quick fold by Baisley.
James going to raise again. Ace 9 he's got this time. Makes it 300,000 to go.
Chance and Matt out. Michael Bahuja, our chip leader, also folding.
Well, Eric has the same hand. This time it's suited. Ace 10 of spade. Has his opponent dominated here. Going to make the call. So the same 2 guys going at it. And it comes ace, queen 10. Great flop for Eric. He's got top and bottom pair. His opponent has just 2 aces, drawing almost dead, and it goes check, check.
3 of hearts on the turn. Eric's going to check again.
Surprised at that.
Wants to get a check raise in, obviously. And he's going to get this because James has bet it. 450.
900.
Eric's going to double the bet. Makes it 900,000 to go. Oh, so scary.
Yeah, the min raise puts more fear in you than a big raise,
Really
but a
does.
quick call here by Mackey.
Down to the river we go. It's a jack of spades.
That is the one card Eric did not want to look at with a 4-card straight out there, fearful his opponent might have a king.
Yeah, that's going to slow him down. He checks.
Now James quickly checks behind him.
No games for James. Eric Afriat from Montreal, the non-professional, 2nd-time WPT final table player, will take down this one.
We're giving away $50 to the first 100 people who sign up on WPTglobal.com. It's real easy. Step 1, go to WPTglobal.com. Step 2, use bonus code YT78. Step 3, deposit at least $1. Act quickly. It's only for the first 100 people who sign up.
We started this event with 339 total entries. And we're down to these two guys.
180.
Ola with king 7 of clubs will make it 180 to go. Michael looks down at his 7-5 of spades.
Going up to 600,000. We got a pot brewing.
He's going to push with a little junk.
Call.
And he's going to get called.
Yeah, Ola not going to go anywhere in position here with the king 7 suited.
First 3 will be a king, queen, 9. There's 2 spades out there too, so kings for Ola. Michael with a 4 flush.
All in.
All in.
Wow.
Wow.
And Michael just shoves 3x pot. Whew, my goodness.
How much?
This is going to make Ola pause for a little bit. I'd be surprised if he folds top pair here, but the fact that his opponent jammed 3 times the size of the pot is definitely going to give him pause.
This is a big moment. Ola would be a nice favorite if he should make this call, and the action clock is ticking down to 5 seconds for Ola. Oh, he's going to take a time chip.
Buys himself another 30 seconds.
I call.
Wow, he's going to do it!
Big call from Ola here.
And he's out in front against Michael. And the whole tournament, all the line for Ola Shimian.
I have a good feeling about this.
I feel you. Actually.
We'll see about that one, huh?
It'd be a big chip leader if he should win this. Hit a spade, that's all he has to do right now. Let's take a look at the turn. Will it be a spade? No.
8 of hearts on the turn will give Michael some additional outs to a 6. So now looking for a spade or a 6 to double up. Otherwise, Ola is our champion.
That's right, the man that came in as the chip leader. 1 card away from victory here.
And let's see the river.
Here's the river.
4 of diamonds. Ola Shimian is our champion.
That's right.
The German phenom is a first-time WPT champion, Michael Mercash, with a great finish.
David Williams just got to be mentally famished right now, Vince. You're so close to putting the trophy on your mantle and the money in your pocket, then you get outdrawn.
60, 80.
Well, maybe he can do it here because he has a pair of 9s. He's raised to 80,000. Phil Locke with a 9-10 is making this call. Okay, and the flop comes up a 10-9-6. That's 3 of a kind for David Williams and 2 pair for Phil Locke.
Unbelievable action on Phil. He's going to check a top 2 pair.
Williams quickly bets 80.
Now, another cooler flop, as we say. It's a set against top 2 pair. David with the 3 9s. Phil with the 10s and 9s.
Phil's going to make it 180 and an all-in bet by David Williams over the top and a quick call.
David shows a 10-9.
Nice one.
Phil shows 10 of hearts.
About as dead as I can be. That was incredible. I'll tell you that.
Right
8
now,
for a sweat.
he better be dialing up the Martians once again.
Dead.
David Williams all excited. He knows he'll have a monster chip lead if the 3-9 stand up.
And the turn is
Let's go to it.
a 6
Oh!
Well, the 6 comes off.
Oh, boy. That pairs the board.
Another 6.
What that means
Jack.
is Phil Locke must catch a 10 on the river. Nothing else will do. A 2-outer is all he has. Well,
Can it happen, Mike? It can't.
he hit a 4-outer a minute ago.
Yeah?
Can he hit a 2-outer this time with 1 to go?
Almost impossible. Do that, I'm going to eat this piece of paper.
Uh-oh.
Oh!
Well, it's a 6. 9s full are going to win this pot.
Well done.
Well, Phil Locke knows nothing he can do about that.
No.
Everybody's going to get their money in with the top 2 pair, and you're happy to do it. Now he's got to sit back down and come back from the short
think I
stack.
have a little
Can he do it?
laptop.
It's gonna be the last level.
Gruesome on the button, declaring that this will be the last level. Blinds are at 15 and 30,000. Gruesome min raises to 60,000. Seaver calls with ace 3 of hearts. and the flop is deuce, queen, jack with a couple of hearts.
Yeah, big flop for both players. Scott flopping the nut flush draw and Phil Gruesome flopping top pair. We could even see it getting all in here depending on how Scott decides to play his flush draw.
Well, he has checked it over to Philip, who is betting 70,000.
Scott's thinking about whether he wants to raise or not. I think he has enough equity to get all in, but he does decide to just call and see a turn card.
And that turn card is a 4.
The 4 is actually a good card for both players. Scott turns a straight draw to go along with his flush draw. And Philip's going to feel pretty comfortable betting the turn for value. It's going to be tough if he wasn't beaten on the flop for him now to be beaten.
Scott did check it over to Philip, and with 260,000 in the middle, Gruesome is going to bet 145,000. What do you do if you're Seaver?
I think, again, Scott has two legitimate options. I mean, he did turn some more equity with his straight draw, and if he wants to raise and put pressure on Philip, I think that would be pretty reasonable. But again, he has so much equity that even this big bet by Philip, he could just check and call and hope to hit on the river, especially since that straight will be so disguised.
And let's see, the river is a queen, giving Gruesome trip queens. Seaver checks it over to Philip.
The pot's now about 550,000.
All in.
Gruesome moves all in.
Yeah, Gruesome has just under a pot-sized bet here. He wants to make this look like a bluff and maybe get called by, you know, just a pair of jacks if that's what Scott had. Now, Scott, thinking about it with ace high, I don't think he's genuinely contemplating this call. He does beat some hands because Philip could be bluffing with a missed flush draw of his own or maybe a missed straight draw. But ultimately, I think Scott has too many bigger hands in this spot to call with such a weak hand. Unless he gets a physical read from Phil, it's tough to make a call here with such a weak hand.
And Seaver is going to let it go along with a significant number of his chips, which slide over to Philip Gruesome, adding to his chip lead.
Bad river for me. Bad river.
We're giving away $50 to the first 100 people who sign up on WPTglobal.com. It's real easy. Step 1, go to WPTglobal.com. Step 2, use bonus code YT78. Step 3, deposit at least $1. Act quickly. It's only for the first 100 people who sign up.
Here we go. Action on Carlos. He picks up queen, jack of spades.
And that's a pretty good hand in heads-up poker.
And he's going to raise with it. Makes it 60,000.
Mike Mustafa has an ace-10. That also a pretty good hand in heads-up poker.
The 150.
And he's coming right back over the top. He's going to make it 150,000. And quickly, Carlos calls the raise. So here we go. Good action on hand number 1 of the heads-up battle. And what a flop this is for both players.
Wow.
Mike has flopped top pair with top kicker. Carlos has flopped a flush draw with 2 overcards.
And Mike not taking any time. He's going to put in 240,000.
How much you got left?
Well, Carlos says, how much are you playing? He's laughing because there's a good chance he could ship it here with this hand.
I call.
But he just calls. Doesn't raise with the flush draw, just makes the call.
Carlos hoping to get lucky. Here's our turn.
Oh, the queen of hearts comes off. So now Carlos has the best hand and the best draw.
250.
Mike is checked and Carlos betting $250,000.
I call.
Well, Mike is going to make the call for $250,000.
This is getting expensive. Down to the river we go. 7 of clubs.
Well, the board pairs 7s.
Check. 250.
Again, Mike checks, and quickly, Carlos confidently bets 250,000.
I call.
And the car salesman is going to call it.
2 pair.
Well, Carlos turns up, queens up, and he's going to win the pot with it. And a healthy pot it was.
I send. That is 10,000 short, I think.
Then Mustafa hasn't showed his hand quite yet. Carlos says you're 10,000 short.
I know you're getting it yet. How you know you're getting the pot yet?
Well, we know. And now he knows. The Matador takes his sword, pierces the bull.
Nearly $1.8 million in that pot.